What's going on, Saints? So I just got done talking to a buddy of mine. He works up here at this auto place down the street from my house. And so last night, a 15-year-old kid here in the town I live in took his mom's car and was out joyriding and ran into my buddy's house up here. So, he just got done telling me that. So it reminded me of a story, one of my stories, and I just got done sharing it with him. So I figure I'll share it with you now. So back in 1986 in Detroit, when I was 15 years old, I was going to Cooley High School. And Samson, get over here. Come on. And then, so I used to wake up early in the morning and sneak into my mother's room and get her car keys, right? I had to catch the bus to school. I used to catch the Greenfield, or I'd drive to Greenfield to Finkel. And then we either walk from Finkel and Greenfield to Cooley, or, we could wait on the Finkel bus, right? So that was my schedule in the morning. But I used to get up extra early, sneak into my mother's room and get the car keys, right? She had like an old 77 Mercury Cougar, right? So if anything, boy, that thing was a tank. So I used to get her car keys and steal her car early in the morning, go joyriding. So here I am, 15 years old, driving this big old boat. About 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning in Detroit, I'm riding up and down Southfield Freeway. I'm hitting, man, I'm rolling, right? I'm having a good old time. And so I pick my friends up from the bus stops, and then go take them, drop them off at Cooley, and then shoot back down Greenfield and hurry up and get home so I catch the bus, go to school. That was my routine in the morning, right? Everything was going good. So this particular day, I was running a little behind, right, because I was having too much fun. So I dropped my friends off at Cooley. Boom, I shoot up down to Greenfield. I'm flying down Greenfield. I'm doing about from Finkel to Greenfield. It's maybe, that's like a half mile. So I was probably doing at least about 50, 60. There was a Blazer in front of me. When we got to Greenfield and Puritan, he had hit his brakes and tried to make that left turn. And I slammed right into the back of that Blazer. Boom! Right in the corner of Puritan and Greenfield. I was 15 years old. And so the whole car, boy, this show you they don't even make vehicles like this no more. So the Blazer, I slammed right into the back of him. He ain't had no insurance, probably had guns and everything else. He just take off. That's what we doing today. So he take off. The car was still running. Can you imagine that the whole front end of the car is smashed to the windshield? I bounced off the front of the windshield. I got a big old knot on my head. But the car was still running. So I pulled off. So I was able to drive it down the street a little farther and pull it over to the side of the road. And this is 1986. And do you know the police just so happened to be there at that moment? That is the oddest thing ever right there. So, because I'd have got out and ran. Right? So as soon as I pulled over, Detroit's finest just so happened to been in the area, and they saw the whole thing go down. And he swooped in on me, pulled me out the car, gave me a good tongue lashing. I'm only 15. My mother was handicapped at the time, so when he saw my mother handicapped sticking in the window, that I had just crashed her vehicle like that, they was not happy with me. Right, so they take my stupid butt to jail, to the precinct over there by Redford. I can't remember where precinct that is anyway. So they locked my butt up. They called my mother. Now mind you, my mom, she's still asleep, right? So they tell her, they asked my mom, I said, ma'am, do you know where your car at? She like, yes, it should be in the driveway. And they say, well, do you know where your son at? Well, yeah, he should be at school. He's like, nah, ma'am, you need to come down here to the police station, because your dummy son, he acting bad, right? So my mother come down there. Now you gotta understand something. This is 1986. We used to get whoopings back then. So while I was in that little jail cell, only thing on my mind was, I was in trouble. I know I'm about to get a whooping, right? I was so scared. I thought I was shaking like a leaf. They came up there to get me. My mother and my stepfather at the time. May they both rest in peace while I'm speaking on them. So, but yeah, so they come get me from the police station. And so my mom, They give me out. They give me out of police custody because I was still just a minor at the time. I think I just got a bunch of tickets and stuff like that. It's different times back then as far as legal stuff go. Samson, stay over here. And so my mom, I get in the car. My mother, my stepfather, they take me over there back on Greenfield where the car is still smashed up on the side of the road. And you know what? So when my mother, when she saw her car and she saw that I only had a big old knot on my head from hitting the windshield, and she saw the damage to that car because it was total. I hit that Blazer doing about 50, at least 50, 60 miles an hour without hitting the brakes, right? And so had that car not been a 77, it would have been one of these cars today, I'd have killed myself for sure. But yeah, so when she saw how damaged that car was and that the Lord had spared my life again, right? He's had a habit of doing that. He don't cover and protect me because I've had my adventures. so yeah, when she saw that, man, that was really a miracle in her mind, you know, that I really survived. That was basically just a scratch. You know, I had a big old bump on my head, but it should have been a whole lot worse. That they ain't even I ain't even get no whooping. That's how much it affected her. She wouldn't even allow my stepfather, who was not he was a Vietnam veteran, so his heart wasn't soft towards the things of the Lord at all, right? So even he had to give way to that one. You know, he didn't even give me a whooping. I don't even think I got a tongue lashing. The only thing I remember my mom doing was crying and praising the Lord. So saints, yeah, so that man, that 15-year-old that ran into my buddy's house, ain't that something that wow, it's just the circle of life, huh? And so I wish I could maybe sit down and have a talk with that 15-year-old kid that just took his mother's car and ran it into my buddy's house. You know, just have a conversation with him, and maybe he'll make some better choices and changes for his life, and he wouldn't have to continue down that path, because it's a rough road to travel. All right, Saints. So I just wanted to share that with you, and be out here shedding this beautiful weather. And so everybody have a blessed day, and let's be light, let's be salt.